Adam Spencer, 87.
It's credit to team!
Yep. This final briefing. Although, believe it or not, it won't be the last completely forced exposition we'll ever see.
Haven is headed southward through the Pacific at a speed of 33 knots.
I don't even know what that
Missouri is
means.
falling behind at a rate of about 2 nautical miles every hour.
Can't this thing go any faster?
I'm afraid not. This is as fast as she'll go.
I didn't know it had a projector mode.
Liquid's target is JD,
Oh, shit.
a U.S. military satellite disguised as orbital debris.
I love how they're really trying to play her up as
Haven
cutesy
will
during
have to
this.
surface in order to use the railgun.
If we can figure out JD's orbit,
There.
we should be able to predict where Haven's gonna surface.
JD is in a synchronous elliptical orbit, so its next perigee should be in,
Got it! 15 hours, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds.
How can he tell? There's no real monitor on that
15
thing, so how can he
hours, it's going to
know?
be over the Bering Sea, 494 nautical miles from the Bering Strait. Haven knows it too. They'll be holding position in that area.
Do they really have to get that close to launch?
The nukes fired by Rex's railgun have a damage radius of approximately 300 meters. The target is a moving satellite that's traveling at 10 kilometers per second. To get the precision they need, they have to get as close as they possibly
Yeah, you can tell exactly what they're trying to do there.
Liquid won't launch his nuke until JD is at perigee. The Missouri can use that time to catch up.
Will we make it?
Once Haven stops moving, it'll take us an hour to close the gap. After
I
that,
need
the
my
Missouri
oxygen.
needs to strike before Haven's launch preparations are complete. This ship was stripped of most of its equipment, and she's got no electronic warfare capabilities of any kind. No radar, no high-tech weaponry. We'll have to rely on our own eyes to track the enemy. From the looks of it, Haven is going to use a railgun mounted on the bridge to destroy JD. You'll need to open the cover to launch the nuke.
I know what
That's
you're
our one
thinking.
and
They'll
only
answer it in a
chance to get
second.
inside.
Inside? Why can't we attack it from here?
What are you,
It
stupid?
wouldn't do any good. As long as Liquid has control of the system, physically destroying GW would still leave supreme authority in his hands. Sons of the Patriots.
God, his eyes look freaky right there.
Yes, Dr. Emmerich is right. That's why we need to destroy GW from the inside, before attacking Haven itself.
Liquid's very own Death Star.
I mean, that's kind of funny, but still. That's kind of dumb, too.
All right, everybody, here's the plan. We know
Did you
Haven
just
will
see the
have to
dude on the left
surface
who was
in order to
crying
fire
into his
the
hands for a
railgun.
second?
When it does, the Missouri will see it. We'll make a quick approach and deliver a strike team. Our goal is twofold. Prevent that nuke from launching and wipe out GW's
What they have
program.
Johnny do here is just kind of
Enemy
stupid,
relies
honestly.
entirely on electronic means of threat detection, so they won't be able to see the Missouri until they surface.
Had he succeeded, what the hell was he planning on doing?
We'll launch the strike team from catapults at the exact moment Haven's armored cover opens. They'll then penetrate GW's physical server room and infect it with a worm cluster.
But what if they shut down GW before we get in there?
Liquid is already entrenched within the Patriots network. He needs to stay there, or destroying JD won't serve him any purpose. They can't afford to have GW shut down.
Or maybe they can.
And let's not forget, Liquid will throw everything he's got at stopping the strike team.
Exactly. The corridor leading to GW is defended by directed energy weapons that emit certain types of microwaves.
Did you say microwaves?
That's right. And at that frequency, the waves will start to evaporate any living person within range.
A giant microwave oven. You'd have to have a death wish to go in there. Sounds like the perfect job for me.
Snake, this isn't the time for your stupid jokes.
Outside the corridor, Liquid soldiers will be out in full force. Inside, there'll be unmanned weapons waiting for us.
Where are you getting all this information? You really think there's a way to destroy GW?
Yes, I do. She left us something that'll point us in the right direction.
Naomi helped with the preparations to stop Haven's launch.
Naomi?
All of our internal data on Haven came from her.
Surprise.
The reason she got on the Nomad with us in the first place was to get close to me.
It's funny how this conversation seems like it's very
She
one-on-one
ended
with
up turning to Sonny instead.
between these two guys, so it seems like everyone else is just like, what the hell's
She
going
left her
on?
plan in Sonny's hands.
This entire operation is based on the data she left us.
Whose side was she on, anyway?
It's never really adequately explained.
We'll never know exactly what her true intentions were. But one thing's for sure. She was determined to stop Liquid.
By helping his associates. My eyes! I have been blinded.
Come on, guys. Somebody say something positive. Anything.
Attention! Listen up. A wise man once wrote, "The tongues of dying men enforce attention like deep harmony. Where words are spent, they are seldom spent in vain."
Does that mean that people who are dying don't lie? What the hell does that have to do with anything? Except maybe enforcing that Naomi's plan
Any
is
other
probably
questions?
good.
Yes, Snake?
Anybody got a smoke?
And I just love the fact that he's right next to his no smoking sign. He doesn't even look like it affected him. He just looks like, you darned healthy Max. Healthy people.
So this program, you're saying Sonny wrote it?
Actually, only about a third of it is her work. Naomi was working on a program to destroy GW, but she couldn't quite finish it. So
Yes,
she
that's
handed it
right.
over to
Naomi
Sonny.
is a master programmer.
Sonny went fishing in my library to see if there was any source code she could use to complete it. Eventually,
I love how
she
only
found
programmers will probably understand what they're talking about.
It was Emma's worm cluster.
Wait, why does he have a lighter? Decent fire effect.
She took my sister's code and worked it into Naomi's program.
God, I would be terrified if I saw
I didn't have
flashes
time
of
to
people
look
in my
over every
glasses.
single line of code. But what I did see reminded me of Emma.
Considering your relationship with
It
your
was like she
family,
left
I really don't
traces
want
of
to
herself
know what the hell you're
behind
talking
in the
about.
structure. But this worm cluster that Sonny created, it's even better than Emma's.
Okay, seriously, how many times can they pull that out?
Sonny's worm.
That was 2
destroys
dimes in
the
less than a
AI's
minute.
Intellect by triggering apoptosis in the cells.
That's not even how you pronounce it.
Once uploaded into GW, it should do some real damage.
And doesn't he mean apoptosis in the files?
Snake, you ever think about quitting?
Why? It's not like I've got my health to worry about.
I love that. First person scene coming up here. It's gonna be Snake's vision after he does this. Sounds like what they put in during the loading time. Ah! You took out the needle incorrectly!
Are you trying to kill yourself? So, you're dead set on going to Haven yourself.
Dead set revolver.
Why don't we get somebody else to go? There's no need for you to do it.
Didn't we already have this conversation?
I still have things left to do. Besides smoke. Otacon, why don't you jump off the ship with me?
I don't think so. I've still got things to do myself. And I don't even smoke.
That line didn't really make sense in continuity with the other one. Or maybe my sentence didn't either. But that was just kind of dumb, in my opinion. Believe it or not, this is not the last time we'll hear this. That's a pretty good battleship.
Captain, enemy vessel at 300 meters and still rising.
And the engines.
No problems to report.
Prepare to go full speed ahead, and get the strike team ready for immediate launch.
Aye, aye, Captain.
God, that was the worst salute I've ever
About
seen.
20 minutes.
Right on schedule. When she surfaces and opens up her armor, we'll move in as planned.
Aye, Captain. Captain,
Yes?
this is my first real engagement.
I see. Your point?
At first, getting assigned to this ship was a big letdown for me. But the inaction was kind of a relief, too. Captain, I'm scared.
It's okay. I'm scared too. This is also my first time. But I'm not going to let it get to me.
Someone is
Because I'm
so
more
gonna put
scared
that
of
out of
what'll happen if I
context.
run away. Nobody is going to die on my watch. This
Well,
ship
he's a
is going
goner.
back to Hawaii in one piece. That I promise.
Right.
I'm assuming they're fighting in the middle of the Atlantic. I doubt they would go over the North Pole. Man, how many hours must it have taken to construct this thing? 'Cause it looks huge and they really detailed it. There's something so funny about this. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's the fact that Otacon just seems so out of place, or that Meryl is the only woman there, or that Snake also looks completely out of place, being in the most advanced piece of armor. Or in most advanced piece of suit. I don't know.
Raiden, how is he?
He'll live.
Okay, this
but
line
he's
is
in no
fine.
shape to fight.
It
Best to
establishes
let
that
him
he's
rest.
still alive.
Right.
Without the system to protect them, everybody's losing their nerve. They say SOP's after effects are so bad that a lot of soldiers are deserting.
No shit,
The
Sherlock.
only people I have left to rely on are Marilyn, him.
Kind of an unknown quantity, isn't he?